All right, everyone shut it. Wow. So you want to do this now, yeah? A minute before the most important game of your life. I thought I made things crystal to you, boy. This is my team. And for some reason, you keep disrespecting me. Now, if I'm to retain that... Oi. Simmons, you're in. I'll deal with this mess later. All right, chop. Come on, get out there and warm it up.
Why don't you bring any sugar with you?
What happened in my life is I was having a very bad hypoglycemic attack. My blood sugar had dropped very low. I'd injected myself. I hadn't eaten, so I hadn't covered myself. And I just went with no awareness that I was having a hypo. And I suffer with hypo unawareness where you get no symptoms. So suddenly you can just get hit. It's too late. You pass out. And the symptoms that you can show, angry, agitated, you can behave like an abusive drunk. Many people stay away from people like that because they think they are actually drunk, they're going to get hurt or harmed, rather than understanding the certain situation. So if you're not wearing, it's like an ID medical tag, people will be none the wiser. So it is a very hard thing to get across and for people to understand.
Yeah, people are nervous to help. Obviously, there is a difference between type 1 and type 2 diabetes. People talk about it quite regularly, but would you mind just very clearly explaining what the difference is? Because type 1 is what you have, isn't it?
Type 1's what I have. You can't help having it. There's no reason as to why you have it. It just happens. It's an autoimmune disorder. So the thing is, our pancreases don't produce any insulin, so we need to inject ourselves with insulin. We have to keep an eye on our diet. Your blood sugars can go to the high heavens, really low. So many problems can arise if your diabetes isn't controlled correctly. And with type 2, you know, people can get it just through, obviously, their lifestyle, diet, and as many other things. And you know, type 2 is looked at in a very bad way as well. People go, oh well, if you're obese, that means you're going to get type 2 diabetes. Not necessary. Someone could be really thin and have type 2. So the ignorance is out there for both, but type 1 is never talked about ever. And because of the way people always talk about diabetes, they always go, well, it's type 2.
Yeah.
And that's why more needs to be done.
And people don't understand that this kind of hypos are something that people with type 1 experience.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, type 2s can have hypos, but type 1s are going to be more prone to getting hypoglycemia and having hypos. So it's, you know, it's a big thing.
It's an important message. Jordan, for you, directing a piece like this, why did you want to get involved and get on board with it?
I think after I spoke to Jonsel and he told me about the story, it kind of touched a nerve in me about the football link and everything, because I had a dream of being a footballer as a young boy. And I think I just wanted to raise awareness for diabetes, because I had no idea about anything that he goes through. And through doing this film, I've learned so much about it, and I hope that it can kind of help people learn more about it as well.
I mean, he's seen hypos like you wouldn't believe on set, and you know, he didn't know before, and it's because of the way he is, and many people are, they're understanding, they want to learn. But unfortunately, we live in a day and age where negativity is so rife, and because of the ignorance shown towards health conditions, everyone just jumps on the whole board of, well, you've got diabetes, it's your fault. It's like, it's no one's fault.
What's the overall story of the short film?
Overall story is what happened to me when I played pro football in Turkey. When I got sacked from my contract, it was a very bad time. You know, Google wasn't really around then, so you couldn't Google search. It was just a fact of diabetes. That's it. And unfortunately, it's not just in Turkey where ignorance is shown. It's all around the world. Luckily in England, because of Gary Mabbott, there's awareness towards it. But in other countries, that's it. You're just deemed as an incapable person with a disability. You should be sat behind a desk. You can't play sport, which is ridiculous. So the whole film is basically about my life, what I went through when I had my professional contract in Turkey.
Yeah. And Jordan, your dad's in the film.
He is, yeah. He agreed to be in the film, which was great, and it was great for me to get a chance to direct my dad for the first time, and it was just because he's been an actor for years, and it was just good because he got me kind of into the industry, and it was just really nice to work with him for the first time.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. And how big a team did you have working on the film?
We went through hell to get this together. People dropped out, people didn't involve themselves, they said they were going to do it, they didn't. So we ended up doing it all together with our own money, producing it together, everything. My dad got involved as an executive producer, which was fantastic, and like with Jordan's dad, Patrick, working. So it was all through friends, people I've known in the business, and they all loved the fact that we were both trying to raise awareness about type 1 diabetes, and hopefully the end product would be awareness raised. So we were lucky. We were lucky.
The short film, it starts with this story, but then it goes on to, we actually see an interview, and we also see finally at the end you've put out actual footage of yourself experiencing this. Why did you decide that you wanted to put that as part of the film?
Wanted to do it because when someone watches a film, they'll go, "Oh, it's just acting."
Yeah.
It's that, and because they'll go, "Oh no, it's really good. Yeah, he's having a hypo." People don't understand. So to put live footage I told my dad, because I was suffering very, very badly with hypos while I was passing out, being rushed to hospital, and so because of that I said to my dad, "Listen, when I'm having really bad hypos, film me, because I want people to see. It doesn't bother me." I know a lot of diabetics out there, type 1s, will feel, "Oh, I don't want people to see, I'll be judged." Never been like that, it doesn't bother me. I want to be able to raise the tone by saying, this is what happens. So workplaces, you know, environments where people have diabetes, they're going to feel okay when they have a hypo, if they have high blood sugar, and the things that can happen. And with the live footage, I just want people to say, to see it and go, my God, that's a hypo. It isn't just, oh, give them sugar. It goes much further than that.